Okay, second love letter, day 2. I've been thinking about spending more time with Noah, and a lot of that trauma, I'll be straight up, a lot of people know I never wanted to have kids. It was never in the plans. It definitely was not a victory for me. It was a slow defeat, and I'm mostly to blame, but at the same time, like, seeing the trajectory of all of it, like, it was almost as though I was being set up to lose. From, like, the relationship with Noah's dad to where I was working at that time, like, the relationship between my parents. I had dropped out of school to start working full time. The job was making me so stressed. I started drinking all day. And then I get pregnant. And then I have to stop drinking. And I have to be in this relationship that I don't want to be in. So I prepare. During my pregnancy to be a single mom. I know for a fact, regardless of the support that I got at that time, wasn't guaranteed in the future. And because I knew I didn't want to be in that relationship, I needed to get out. And maybe I couldn't do it now because I'm pregnant and it's really hard. But as soon as my baby's born, we're out of there. And that's more or less what happened in a very tragic series of events. I'm like, the timeline is like forming in my head, and I see myself in the hospital crying because it's been 5 days and Will hasn't brought Noah to see me. And then he comes that day and leaves Noah in the waiting room. And this is like 2014, so like we weren't in a pandemic. He was just being petty, and I broke down and I started screaming, and then the nurses were like, "What did you do to her? She's chill." If you swallow enough Tylenol at once, you will die. It will be painful. And I had a capsule of 300 because I was pregnant and everything hurt. And that was one of the things I was allowed to take, Tylenol. While I was pregnant, like I said, I was preparing to be a single mom. I was in therapy. I guess the whole time I was like trying to exhaust the things in my control, like my behavior, my attitude towards the situation, my habits. And then when Noah was born, it didn't get easier. It got harder, of course, duh. And I tried to kill myself in the bathroom while his dad was yelling at me through the door that I'm a horrible person and he hopes I do die. So, by the way, the reason I did that is because I didn't want to go on an outing that he had planned to go to. And I said, I don't want to go. And he said, stop being selfish, because if you don't go, that means Noah can't go. And I said, why can't Noah go? And he said, because you're breastfeeding. And I'm like, yeah, I am breastfeeding. and I'm not pumping because I haven't got a machine. I'm like super depressed. I can't leave the house. The car that my dad gave me to use for myself and my baby, he was taking to work for 8 hours a day. And I had given up at that point. I was like, just give him formula. We got formula like samples from like companies that know you're pregnant, and they're like, well, we've got you, you're stuck. You gotta feed your baby, right? And he was like, you're being selfish, you're being lazy. And I was like, you know what? I can't go if I'm dead. So I did all that, and I showered, I got ready. We got in the car, and while in the car, I say to him, oh, by the way, I'll probably pass out. Don't worry. Your wish is gonna come true, you know? And he's like, well, we can't go there. And I was like, well, we can't go to the hospital. I want to die. Like, and he's like, no, we have to go to the hospital, because at this point I had started throwing up, and it was like retching, right? And I was just using one of Noah's diapers to like puke into, and we were in the car, and it's the last time I've attempted, because it was gonna be true. Like, at that point, I had caused a lot of harm to my internal organs, and my liver that processes the fucking medicine, whatever. I don't know. I can't remember. I obviously try to keep it out of my mind, but I haven't taken Tylenol since 2014. They let everyone in my family into the resuscitation room in the emergency at the hospital, because they were like, it'll help her come back, and you can all say goodbye. Like, either she comes back because she sees y'all, or she dies and you can all say goodbye. And that was like true. I'm like convulsing. Like, I was having anyways, why do I bring that up? I bring that up because every day I try to stay alive is a victory for me. And sometimes those days are really hard because I choose to embody a certain energy that allows me to meet other people where they're at as an empath. And having lived a wild lifestyle, I don't know, a different off the beaten path lifestyle, and and so I've been on extended long-term disability since then. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, yo, I'm good at staying inside, staying away from people. But I don't think it will ever be enough. I don't think any of the healing will ever be enough. Because next week, Noah's gonna come live with us for 2 weeks. I'm gonna take him to school. We're gonna have dinner every night. And I'm gonna put him to bed. Oh, actually, that wasn't the last time I tried to kill myself. But we'll save that for another time. I'm really happy that my life is filled with love. And it's really hard to enjoy it while we live in the state of the world that we live in. And it's hard to have good days. But I realize that I can't, have a bad day because I'm alive. And there's just so much pain in carrying that it doesn't allow me to do the rest of the stuff. Like brushing my teeth, taking a shower, calling my friends to go for a coffee, reaching out for a project that you really want to do because the rejection is too much. If they were to say, no, I'm busy, it's like, oh my God, like, no, you can't be a part of this thing. I'm just like, But I'm gonna have Noah for the next 2 weeks. And it was just like an El Salvador. But this time, I'm gonna be present because I'm not on vacation. And this is our life. And we need a routine. And this is gonna continue to get better. And I am gonna get more busy. I was just realizing, I'm like, cleaning my room. I'm like, I should pay someone to do this and then go to work. Like, I should go to work so I can pay someone to do this. This might seem like rude, but like, my time is better spent doing other things. Sorry. I'd rather go to the salon and get a blowout because washing my own hair gives me a panic attack. Like, having long hair has been a silent victory for me. And maybe not so silent because, like, I like to show it off, but I had an ex that said he liked girls with long hair. And he met me while I had short hair, so I never let my hair grow. And so I said, Chrisia, however long it takes you to grow your hair, that's how long you have. Like, you don't have to stop. Like, if you cut it, you can grow it again. But that urge of cutting my hair, I think it's Noah's favorite thing about me. I think he thinks, like, we can talk. We co-sleep. He's a good cuddler. And his cat's gonna come off next week. He's such a big boy. Okay, I think we're done. Bye.